John says, since overlanding is basically taking long trips, which are a combination of on and off highway driving to scenic and interesting locations and camping, what do you use or how do you go about picking your routes? Is there public land that you can travel on like this? I'm guessing national forest is the best bet, but you can still have... No, I gotta start over. I should have read through it first.
Wait, where'd you leave off?
Down in here.
Start all over. No, just go from there. This is the frickin' book John wrote. Just start where you screwed up. I got the rest.
What do you use, or how do you go about picking your routes? Is there public land that you can travel on like this? I'm guessing national forest is the best bet, but you still have to have permits or pay some fee too.
Sometimes.
Are there places you can get off the beaten path and just lose yourself for a weekend or a week?
Absolutely, all
where
over the place.
No one else is around you and it's free?
Yeah, this is total. We're dispersed camping in the Black Hills, and yeah, it's free, and there's probably no one around for miles. I don't know. Yeah, and all that stuff we're going to cover in the next video. It was just too much information to put out for this video, so yeah, it'll be your answer will be answered. Your questions. I'm sorry, your questions will be answered in the next video. Stay tuned.
Next is long hair.
Long hair.
A place where you would want to journey again. I know there's many, but just that one sweet spot. Weirdly, I really love, and I know it's touristy, but I really love Yellowstone. I feel some connection there when I go and watch the geysers.
Yellowstone is fun if you go really early in the morning before the tourists get out of bed. Tourists don't get active until about 10 o'clock in the morning because they have to get up, get the kids ready, get some breakfast. So if you can get out before 10, you'll miss all that. And go off season.
I love Colorado, where our daughter lives. I absolutely loved Maine when we went to that park there.
Acadia National Park. That's
Acadia
another one.
Was fantastic.
Get out early in the morning because, man, that place is packed with tourists.
But it's beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah. And you're all alone. You know, like we took a hike I think we started at like 3 o'clock in the morning. We drove there and we were at the trailhead at like 4 in the morning. The sun was just starting to come up, and we were all alone, had the trail, and it was a really popular trail, too. Had the trail all to ourselves, so yeah, get up early, get moving.
And then after our hike, we had scones.
Scones, yes.
No, not scones, but popovers.
Popovers, they were pretty freaking good, but yeah, we were hobnobbing.
So what's your favorite?
That's a very difficult question to answer for me because I like my favorite is any place that I have not gone yet. And I know that's not answering your question at all, but I like new experiences, and yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to the White Rim Trail, which we did earlier this year, something like that. But
that was beautiful.
Yeah, anything new is my favorite. Someplace we've never been before.
Oh, when we hiked in Hawaii on the volcanoes on the Big Island?
Yeah, the one that just blew up.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we did that last year as it was starting to blow up. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
There's so many great things out there to see.
Yeah.
Next is Big Sky Pilot. How do you cow-proof a vehicle? All right, Smart Alec. Get over it.
Yeah,
that was months ago.
That was a long time ago. It's all fixed, okay? But thanks for the question. And thanks for watching our stuff. And we love you, man.
We love you, Big Sky Pilot.
Excuse me.
I hope you edit that out.
I will.
Lima 6 Echo. What's your background? Were you ever a mechanic? I wasn't. Where did you get your do-it-yourself knowledge?
I was a mechanic, and through my teens and early 20s, I was consumed by hot rods and muscle cars and stock cars and anything that went really, really fast.
And then what happened?
Then we got married and had a baby. So and then I didn't even change my own oil for about 20 years. Yeah, I just got out of it.
But your do-it-yourself knowledge, I think that's something that he has honed over the years, probably from the time you were a kid, and it was probably out of necessity growing up.
Yeah, because we can't afford to hire somebody to do this crap.
CM Forerunner asks, why did you go with ToyTech Suspension rather than Icon, King, or any of the others?
We went with ToyTech on our FJ first, after a lot of research and asking people their opinions on them and everything. And then after dealing with ToyTech lifts with that, their customer service is unbelievable, the best I've ever seen, and their products are great. So when it came to putting suspension on the Forerunner, we just went with ToyTech because we had such a wonderful experience with them, and we think it's a excellent product. It's holding up great, just perfect, no problems, no issues.
Nomadic FJC wants to know what happened to your window at Summit, if you haven't already covered this. He or she hasn't watched anything of ours since we were in Moab. What?
Slacker, get busy, start watching the crap.
I only noticed it when you were having an interview with our lovely local Ouray sheriff.
Yeah, that turned out to be a very expensive trip.
So explain to him first what happened to the window.
The window? Oh, we were
at Elephant Hill.
Elephant Hill, and what's the
Devil's Pocket?
Pocket, is that what it's called? Yeah.
Well, we called it some other names, but
yeah, we did. Yeah, it's this really narrow thing, and even with the mirrors folded in, I was scraping on the mirror on the driver's side. Mary was spotting me, and I was watching the mirror, and I started going this way, and I know Mary was yelling at me, you're climbing the wall, because I was actually climbing the wall on the passenger side, so I was tilting like this, and I'm screaming at her, no, I'm gonna take the mirror off. And about that time, well, we didn't actually notice the window until I got out of there, and then we noticed that I obviously leaned the truck into the rock face enough to where it popped the back side window out.
And bent the high jack.
Bent the high lift that was mounted on the rear bumper too. Got some scratches, but hey.
And as for the sheriff, well, we figured we'd donate to the
that was
the town.
Yeah, that was a big donation.
We were in a hurry to get to our reservation. We were running late, and that long construction light, come on.
Yeah, that was at the FJ Summit, coming back from a trail late, and it was 55 in a 25 mile an hour zone, and he brought it down to 45 in a 25 so I wouldn't have to come back and go to court. But it was totally my fault, and I told him, man, I screwed up. But yeah, that was
sometimes
expensive.
Things happen.
Yeah, what else did we break on that? Oh yeah, we threw the front end way out of alignment. We had to get a front end alignment as soon as we got home too on that. So yeah, that was kind of a pricey trip. But it's over. Let's move on.
Michael asks, are y'all still ground tenting, or do you have a rooftop tent in your future? And several other people have asked us this recently.
Yeah, we get asked that a lot. And
never say never, but
yeah, we've been researching rooftop tents for at least a year, probably closer to 2 years now. We've looked at all of them. We've hands-on all of them. And we actually made out a spreadsheet, pros and cons of having a rooftop tent. And for us personally, our best option is a ground tent for a lot of different reasons which we don't really have time to go into here. But like Mary says, never say never. Someday we may decide to get one, but for now, we're staying on the ground.
Next, from Lost But Never Stuck. How long have you been overlanders?
Forever.
like 30 years.
Yeah, overlanding.
Before overlanding was overlanding.
The term overlanding is really new, a really new thing, and it's pretty universal now. So for a long time, we've been traveling forever.
And camping.
And I traveled with my
outdoors.
parents. My parents were huge overlanders, where we traveled all over the country when I was growing up, and yeah, forever.
We both thrive on exploring and finding wood therapy far away from civilization. However, we also have full-time jobs. So do we.
So do we.
Honestly.
Yep.
And with kids, it makes it more difficult to just pack up and go on the weekends.
No, it doesn't. No.
You have to make time.
Yeah.
And take your kids with.
Yeah, don't use your kids as an excuse.
We took our daughter with from the time she was 8 months old.
Yeah.
And it's a little trickier. I mean, you have to pack a little
bit more
but
work. Well, she
it's
didn't,
worth it.
And she didn't realize. It wasn't until she got into like junior high, she came home one day and said, other families don't do the kind of stuff we do. Like they go to Disneyland and stuff like that. But she didn't think it was abnormal at all growing up.
So give them those experiences.
And kids will put up with a lot more than what you think if you make them. And they're much more resilient than what you give them credit for, and they're a lot tougher than what you give them credit for. Our daughter was carrying her own little backpack with, we told her, this is back when she was 5 to 8 years old. You can take whatever you want to, but it's got to fit in this backpack, and you got to carry it. And she brought a bunch of books and some stuffed animals. But yeah, they're a lot stronger than you think, and we'll put up with a lot more if you just make them used to it. Yeah. Get your kids out there. Wait,
not done
more?
yet.
We're
There's
not done yet.
They also ask, any interest in adding a rooftop tent or to either your FJ or 4Runner? Why or why not? And we kind of just answered that.
We just kind of answered that, and there's maybe someday in the near future we'll go through our list of pros and cons on that. Why we decided for us for now sticking with the ground tent. Maybe a video later.
Did you have to re-gear to run the 295s on the FJ? And what was your experience with the 295s?
No, we didn't. It would kind of be nice, but it's not necessary to re-gear. I would like to, go with a 450, 456, 450, whatever. I don't think I'd go as far as 488, but with the 295s. But you do lose a little bit off the line with the taller tires. But
let me clarify. That was those last few questions about the rooftop tent and the 295s were not from Lost But Never Stuck. They were from a fellow FJ owner that messaged us.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, we may in the future re-gear the FJ. I think we'll leave the 4Runner alone. Someday we'll probably re-gear the FJ. Yeah, we will. When we put the long travel, the bigger rear end in it. Yeah.
Well, that's it for now.
That's it?
That's it.
That was a lot. All right, so watch our next video where we'll be answering the questions about how we plan trips and such, and where we find the spots we go to. Keep an eye on that. That should be coming out, I don't want to say for sure, but a few weeks from now, or 2 weeks from now maybe. If you like our stuff, go to our Facebook page, Instagram, follow us and stuff. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, and we'll see you next time. And keep those questions coming. We'll maybe do another Q&A in the future.
So cheers.
Cheers. See you next time.